Brock Lesnar wanted to join this non-WWE wrestling promotion, and we have the real reason why this AEW star quit the company. But first, let's get to the quickfire headlines, as the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter would reveal that there's been talk within WWE of The Rock returning and winning the Men's Royal Rumble in 2023. Former WWE writer Brian Gewirtz would seemingly respond to the report, confirming that many things are, quote, discussed during the creative process, although not everything makes air, and he would say, things discussed in my time at WWE. Vince having midlife crisis, growing beard, wearing Hawaiian shirts, and singing Black Eyed Peas songs. Caval, low-key, being Undertaker's secret long-lost son. John Cena losing to Bray Wyatt via singing Possessed Child. Wait, that one actually happened. WWE superstar Seth Rollins would take part in a live event in Rochester, New York this weekend, the hometown of the late Brody Lee, Luke Harper in WWE. Seth would reveal that this was his first time wrestling in the city since Brody's passing, with him paying tribute to his fallen friend, and he would say, "He passed away a couple of years ago around this time, and this is the first time I've been here with a microphone in my hand in this city to tell him how much I miss him and how much I love him. I just wanted to say tonight was for him. Every time we are in Rochester, in my heart, that means we're here for him. It's Saturday and you know what that means, so do your damn thing and sing my song." This week, the online wrestling community would unite to help WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash pay tribute to his late son Tristan, who recently passed away aged 26. Nash would take to Twitter to ask fans to subscribe to his Click This Podcast YouTube channel, a show that Tristan used to help produce, with him saying, "I never asked for anything, but I'm asking anyone that is willing to subscribe to my podcast to click this. My son passed away 6 weeks ago and he wanted 100k subscribers so he could get a plaque from YouTube. I want to put it next to his urn. Thank you." Both fans and those involved in the business would then share the tweet, quickly taking the channel well above its target number, gaining more than 60,000 subscribers in 2 days. The channel now sits at a comfortable 137k, showing the power of the wrestling community when it works together. AEW's Claudio Castagnoli spoke with the Dallas Morning News this weekend, where he revealed that he won't be a part of the initial roster of the upcoming AEW Fight Forever video game, although he does hope to be added as DLC later down the line, but he doesn't know if that will be the case, and he was not in the version that initially comes out, I would think, because I joined too late, and it was already probably in the finishing stages. I have no clue how it works with downloads or downloadable content or whatever, but I'm sure somebody will create me if there's a character creator mode or whatever it's called. So I don't think originally, but I'm sure that will change. I'll keep my fingers crossed. And now let's get to the key stories, as a wrestling legend has been taken to intensive care. Sad news broke today that revealed wrestling legend Barry Windham has been taken to intensive care, this following a serious heart attack on Friday evening. His niece, Mika Rotunda, who is the sister of both Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas, would take to a GoFundMe page to seek for help towards his medical bills, with the post noting, "With deep sadness, I regret to inform that my uncle, WWE Hall of Famer Barry Windham, suffered a massive heart attack Friday evening. While traveling through the Atlanta airport, his darkest fear became a horrific reality as he went into cardiac arrest. He is currently in the ICU and has undergone an emergency procedure to save his life. As a family, we are impatiently waiting to hear that he will be okay, but as of now, the future is uncertain, as is the future for many in his position and for those who have formerly devoted their lives to their craft. Barry Windham has an iconically decorated resume as an American professional wrestler. He traveled all over the world for decades, entertaining people of all ages with his athleticism and undeniable charisma. After those countless years of wrestling matches, traveling and entertaining worldwide, he experienced a number of taxing injuries and ended up undergoing multiple surgeries that led to other health complications. Barry hung up his boots for the last time in the early 2000s. Since then, he has been limited with work due to his medical history, as well as left without health insurance. To face these times is one of the great stress and hardship, as well as one that comes with extensive medical expenses he is taking on. That is overwhelming, to say the least. We are politely asking for any increment of financial assistance to help cover his medical expenses and bills and see him through this time." Barry was a huge star of the 80s and early 90s, making a name for himself in Jim Crockett Promotions, which turned into World Championship Wrestling. He would go on to become a member of the Four Horsemen alongside Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard, and is himself a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He is the son of Blackjack Mulligan and is the uncle of both Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas, and the Uncle Howdy mask from the ongoing Bray Wyatt storyline in WWE is said to be inspired by his appearance. The link to the GoFundMe page will be pinned in the comments below, so go and help if you can, and I wish Barry and his family all the best during this difficult time and wish him well in his recovery. And next, Brock Lesnar wanted to join this non-WWE wrestling promotion. In 2004, Brock Lesnar would quit WWE to pursue his dream of being an NFL footballer, although he would ultimately fail in his mission. He would later return to wrestling, joining New Japan Pro Wrestling, going on to have one of the most questionable reigns in IWGP heavyweight history, before making a much more successful switch to MMA, going on to become the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Former TNA World Champion Kurt Angle would take to his podcast this week, where he revealed that in 2007, after his time in New Japan, Brock Lesnar was interested in joining TNA Wrestling, with the Beast reaching out to the Olympic gold medalist about the move, and Angle would note, "So he said, 'Hey, what are you making?' I told him what I was making, and he said, 'If you can get me that, I'll come.' I approached TNA and they said, 'No, we're not going to give him that kind of money.' It was amazing because I think that TNA at the time, I think they were at the top of their budget, where they couldn't really give any more money out. I was making a lot of money, Sting was making a good bit of money, and then you had a bunch of guys on the roster. TNA, the Carter family funded it for a long time, and then TNA started making their own money, but it just wasn't enough to bring in another guy for 7 figures a year. I don't think they were capable of doing that. Instead, Brock would go on to join the UFC, becoming their heavyweight champion, allowing him to later return to WWE with a huge amount of legitimacy to his name that allowed him to dominate the promotion for years. Ultimately, he would end The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, something that may not have been possible had the UFC opportunity passed him by in favor of a move to TNA. With that said, Brock would have been a huge get for TNA back in the day, although it wasn't meant to be. And before we get to the rest of the video, we're hoping to get to 40,000 subscribers before Christmas, so if you regularly watch the videos and you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to Wrestle Planet and turn notifications on so you stay up to date with the latest news from the pro wrestling world. And next we have the real reason why this AEW star quit the company. Over the past few days, multiple reports have emerged that revealed the feeling within both AEW and WWE was that William Regal was set to exit All Elite Wrestling in order to move back to WWE, with the jump expected imminently. The news follows Regal being written off of television after an attack from MJF, who he recently helped win the AEW World Championship. Well, we now have more news on his potential exit, as it's being claimed by Fightful Select that Regal is now effectively done with AEW and was set to leave the promotion, and that AEW are all operating on the assumption that he is leaving. As well as this, WWE are operating on the assumption that he's rejoining the company. WWE sources told Fightful that Regal is expected to resume an advanced version of the role that he had before he was released from WWE, however this has not yet been confirmed. When Regal was released by WWE initially, under the Vince McMahon regime, Triple H is said to have been very unhappy with the move, so he's likely now very pleased that he's got his right-hand man back. There is conflicting feeling on how the move has actually happened contractually, but the bottom line is the belief is that it's happening. As for the reason for the exit, more information is beginning to emerge that the wrestling legend was unhappy with certain aspects of AEW. First, with independent wrestler and former NXT star EC3, who worked with Regal in WWE, would speak with Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws podcast and would say, when he went over to AEW, the word was, he said, "I immediately regret this decision. There's very much a maturity issue here within management." Wrestling Inc.'s Justin LaBar would then take to Twitter to reveal more reasons for Regal leaving All Elite Wrestling, with him adding that he was unhappy with how he and Bryan Danielson's pre-show coaching sessions were received, and he would say, "So what I'm picking up is Regal done with AEW, back to WWE soon. Close with Triple H, but also his wisdom and coaching not appreciated, received the way that you would think by some in the AEW locker room, who feel they have 6-figure multi-year deals and Regal's advice is behind times or beneath them." Regal and Bryan Danielson are known to hold open training sessions before every show in the ring that start at 10 in the morning, offering advice to help improve the in-ring work of those around them. One of the names that attends the sessions is Brian Pillman Jr., who would take to Twitter to confirm that sometimes 10 people are soaking in the invaluable knowledge, while some days it would be free, and he would say, This is not entirely true. There are several of us, myself included, who spent multiple hours before TV working with Regal and learning from him. Should there have been more? Maybe, but he and Danielson always had a solid audience around the ring before TV. I just didn't want the narrative to be that he was just standing there preaching to the air. Some days there would be 10 guys out there soaking it in. Some days it would just be me, Wheeler Yuta, and Lee Moriarty. I didn't mind when his attention wasn't spread as thin. 10 people is of course a small percentage of the AEW roster, with it completely baffling to hear that more wrestlers weren't seeking guidance from not just Regal, who is one of the greatest minds in wrestling history and arguably the best in-ring wrestler of all time, Bryan Danielson. The story also echoes recent claims from CM Punk in the post-All Out media scrum, as well as Billy Gunn on Road Dogg's podcast, with both claiming that younger talent in AEW aren't open to learning from the veterans. But what do you make of the reason for William Regal leaving AEW? Let me know in the comments down below.